Greetings, friends. RevDMQ here. I hope everyone is doing well. I wanted to make a really quick video for you today about the top 5 features I would like to see in Battlefield 2018. These are not game modes, these are not maps, this is not an era or a genre. These are specific in-game features that affect how you play and how you play the objective and how you work with your teammates. So let's jump right into this. Top 5 features for Battlefield 2018. Now let me qualify before I jump in. Some of these features are holdovers from the current or previous Battlefield games, and some of these will be brand new. Not all 5 of these are going to be things that do not exist. Some of them might be holdovers because DICE has a history of not always bringing new things from one game to the next game that they develop, like being able to take ammo and health from teammates. That was in Hardline. It's not in Battlefield 1. So some of these will be brand new, but some of them will be holdovers from Battlefield 1 that need to make their way into Battlefield 2018. Number 5 on my list. I would like to see less obvious directionals when you get shot. So it makes sense that the game notifies you of a direction when you've been hit, but I think that the way that they notify us could change a little bit. Currently, when you're struck by an enemy, there's a red indicator in a circle on your map to tell you whether they're to your left, your right, your front, or your back. And so you have just an immediate response to that. You know exactly where they're coming from. I would like to see Battlefield change it up a little bit. Maybe give us a little bit of a directional indicator on your screen, but I'd like to see it be mostly audio cues from the game to tell you where your enemy is, and maybe rely on your teammates to communicate that, because I think this is detrimental to the attacker when you have a jump on your enemy. I think you should have a bit more of an advantage, especially when there are guns in the game like the Automatico. So if you're using a self-loading rifle and you are sneaking up on an enemy and you get one hit on them and then they have an immediate directional to know where you are and they turn with an Automatico, you might be done even though you had the jump. And so I want to see less obvious visual cues on where you've been shot from and more audio cues, and I think that encourages strategic gameplay more. I think that encourages a map awareness, and I think it encourages you to work with your teammates better. So that's number 5, less obvious directionals when you get hit. Number 4 is something that I think the next Battlefield game needs to have in it that we currently see in Battlefield 1, and that is the meter that tells you the ratio of teammates to enemies on the flag. That was not in previous Battlefield titles. It wasn't in Battlefield 4, but it's a major asset to capturing the flags. It really gives you important information about what you're doing and how you need to operate on that flag. So if you cap a flag and there's still an enemy there, you might not want to leave that flag right away until you know that it is completely clear. In previous titles, somebody could be hiding in a corner and you wouldn't know it until you had left the cap radius of that flag and you started losing it again. So the meter telling you the ratio of teammates to enemies on the flag is super helpful, that we need to see in the next Battlefield title. Number 3, and this might be silly to some of you, but I think this is important to me because it adds to the realism and the depth of the game. But when you zoom down a scope, I don't believe that the whole screen should be zoomed in like the scope is. I think only where the scope is on your screen should be zoomed in. Right now, when you look down your sight, the whole screen is at that same multiplication, whatever it might be. I know they blurred the periphery a little bit, but when you zoom in with the scope, the periphery is also zoomed in. And I think it's almost equivalent to a third-person peek in a first-person game. Now, when you're looking down a scope in real life, your periphery is not zoomed in as well. I don't think the Battlefield games should incorporate that as well. Now, let me say, I am not a developer. I don't have any idea what it takes to build that into the game. That might be very difficult or impossible. I don't know, but I would like to see your periphery zoomed out, just a normal eyesight, and only where the scope is zoomed in. The number 2 thing I'd like to see added in Battlefield 2018 is something that was added in Battlefield 1. It was a new feature in Battlefield 1 that they need to keep. Don't get rid of this, DICE. And that feature is the medic distance from your corpse. And more specifically, the feature that tells you if the medic is making their way to you or not. It's very, very helpful, and it's very advantageous if you know that a medic is coming your direction or if a medic is leaving your body, so that you know whether or not you need to skip the screen and go to your loadout screen. It's very helpful, and it encourages you to play with your team better, and I think we need to see this in the next Battlefield title. To me, this is non-optional. You need to know whether or not you need to go to the loadout screen or whether you should wait around to see if a medic is going to come and revive you, because that can make a big difference on if you're capping a flag, if you're pushing an objective. And so I want to see that added in the next Battlefield title. And finally, the number 1 feature I think we need in Battlefield 2018 is brand new to the Battlefield franchise, but has been popping up in games all over the place, and that is I want to see the compass on top of your map. This is a feature that's in PUBG, it's a feature that's in Fortnite, and the compass in Battlefield just is insufficient for me. The more that I've played Fortnite, the more that I've relied on the cardinal directions and on the compass bearings to communicate with my teammates about where we're going, about where the enemy is, about where a base is. And that's something that I've tried to import into Battlefield. I've wanted to communicate with my teammates that there's an enemy in a specific direction, but it's really hard to see the cardinal directions on the mini-map in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, let alone to see the little directionals as they rotate around the map, around the mini-map. So I think we need to have the compass on top of the map. It takes up very little real estate, and it's such an added tactical piece to the game. I want to be able to communicate with my teammates that if we're heading north, we've got an enemy coming from the east or coming from 35 degrees, so that we know a specific direction where they are. This, to me, just fits the Battlefield franchise perfectly because it's already about tactics. It's already about strategy. Let's make this added feature that is tactical and strategic. Let's add that to the game so that I can work with my teammates better, so that we can coordinate better. I just think that's a feature that we need to see. So number 1 on this list is a compass with the cardinal directions and the more specific bearings on top of the map. Those are my top 5 items. These are the things that I think we need to see in Battlefield 2018. What do you think? Leave a comment below. Do you think I've missed something huge? This is not a comprehensive list. These are the top 5 things I want to see, but I want to know what you think. So leave a comment below if I've missed something, or if you think I'm way off with one of these. Please, if you agree with this, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. Please subscribe to the channel and make sure to hit that notification button. And finally, I gotta say, I'm thankful to Just Frags for the thumbnail. He does such a great job. Make sure you follow Just Frags on Twitter. Friends, thank you. I will catch you in the next one.